Assalamu alaikum. Well, for me, tolerance is not, well, I won't agree with her that education is necessity to tolerate something or to have tolerance, because there are many people, for example, who don't earn that much or who are taxi drivers, they tolerate and they have that ability to work the whole day even if they don't want to. So education is not necessary. Even if I have heard, well, there was in a morning show that husband cuts his own wife ear just because she was late to give him water, and she was treating, she was basically giving lunch to her mother-in-law. I mean, even that person was educated, but he did not tolerate that she was just 2 minutes late. So tolerance is something that it's natural. For example, I give you my own example. Yeah, there's my sister sitting. I tolerate and I have tolerance about many things, to tolerate and do things, but she does not. She yell and she do stuff. So this is how people, they have their own way to tolerate or have sense of things. So basically, I do not agree that education is very important for the fact. Everyone has their own perspective and their own belief, how they tolerate or how they do things around. And
so it's a personal, if I can jump in and ask a question here. So it's a personal thing, you're saying that it's a matter of nature. Some people are tolerant by nature and some people are not?
Exactly. That is my point, that education is not important to tolerate something. I mean, we all are educated, then why the hell we tolerate this all corruption and this so dishonesty, everything going around? Why we do tolerate it? We shouldn't be, because if we are educated. We should not.
Like, we don't tolerate widows and women who haven't gotten married?
Well, that's how we think. It's the community. In Islam, well, I wouldn't say that, but how we think and how we take things. I mean, if a widow is sitting, if people are saying that she is blah blah, or she do and she shouldn't be doing things like that, or she does not have a man around her, it's their own views.
Okay.
To say something.
Okay. Okay, so just so I get it absolutely to do you consider yourself to be living in a tolerant or intolerant society?
Well, I would say intolerant, tolerant society.
This is a tolerant society?
Yeah, this is. Because I would say that, because there are many issues on which we don't speak out. That would I say. That's the reason I would say.
With the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, good evening. Tolerance. First of all, what is tolerance? Tolerance is basically the willingness to accept any opinion or belief one disagrees with. But does it really have to be a disagreement? No. It could be a difference as well. I believe tolerance is a principle. It's a way of life. It's how you live. And just as we all don't look alike, we don't think alike either. We are physically different, we are psychologically different, we're medically different, and in every term, we're different. We're born unique. Lord Almighty has made this world beautiful in terms of uniqueness. Nobody's thing. And this is what tolerance basically is. To respect, to pay honor to humanity, to the fact that we are different. We have our unique ways of thinking. We have our different ways of perception. I have myself lived in a society where there is so much diversity. Saudi Arabia. It consists of a lot of communities. Pakistani, Bangladeshis, Indians, and so many other communities, they live together. But how do they live? They respect each other. They do not go on hitting each other on the fact that, okay, fine, you're Shia, you're Wahhabi, you're Sunni, or you're Filipino, or you're Indian, you're Bengali, so I will hit you. No. That is not how you live. If we have to live peacefully, if we have to live a decent life, we have to be tolerant. And one more point I would like to add, if I'm allowed. Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the best example of tolerance. How? We have been taught this story since like 3rd grade. There was this lady who used to throw trash on him. Okay? It was her way of taking out her aggression, because Holy Prophet was teaching a religion that was against her belief. She was intolerant. What did he do? He was tolerant towards her. Why? To give her an impact that to have peace within yourself, to have peace within your life, you have to tolerate the other person's aggression. Nobody can be respecting. Sometimes people do get depressed, people do get disturbed, and they take out their aggression in different ways. But what is our duty? Our duty is to honor them. It's to honor the fact that, yes, sometimes it is hard. Life doesn't come easy for any of us. Sometimes it can be tough. My friends, mashallah, they tolerate me a lot, because I am that sort of a person who gets disturbed pretty quickly, and I'll be like, okay, good, I don't want to talk to you and stuff. They will just text me one thing, are you okay? That is tolerance. They respect me for who I am, and I love them for who they are. And I believe tolerance is just to have peace within yourself. So you don't have to fight with other people. You don't have to argue with other people. And as I love to quote Rumi here, let the peace be within you to have it around you. That's what I believe. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I'm Amreen Ehsan from Root School System. I'm here to share some points on the World Tolerance Day. The United Nations International Day of Tolerance is annually observed on November 16th to educate people about the need for tolerance in society and to help them understand the negative effects of intolerance. Tolerance, by definition, means the capacity or the practice of recognizing and respecting the beliefs and practices of others. This is basically influenced by communication, knowledge, openness, or belief of individuals. There are abundant examples of tolerance and respect for others from different parts of the world. Today, most of the issues, war and conflict arises because people are intolerant of the ways that others see the world. There are always certain reasons behind intolerance. These reasons may be fear or ignorance. The simple way to remove intolerance is education. This is the best way when one can teach the other about the respect for others or rights of freedom and other issues related to tolerance. Thank you.
Okay, now we were supposed to have another contestant, and I thought that since we're having the opportunity to speak about the concept of tolerance, I actually just want to share one particular quote, and I think this, it pretty much encompasses the problem that we have with tolerance, or rather, the lack of tolerance. Buddha spoke. He said, there are 3 truths. There is my truth, there is your truth, and then there is the truth. Now, this is a very, very important thing. It's not just this is not just stuff you put on your Facebook, guys. This is something you think about. Okay. The thing is that from where I stand and what I perceive as a truth, and I consider myself an honest person, and I will always speak the truth to the best of my ability. However, let's say any one of you standing across from me obviously has a different perspective and is equally honest, speaks and says something that is in direct contravention to what I believe. Now, I have 2 choices. 3 choices, really. One thing is I can accept wholeheartedly, for whatever reason, that what you're saying is right. मैं गलत था, आप सही थे. One thing is saying कि नहीं, आप झूठे हो. You are a liar. Or there is the other thing that I can say, you know what, okay, I will accept that the way you are perceiving truth is equally valid as my way of perceiving the truth. And that is really what we're talking about when we're talking about tolerance. Because it doesn't mean that you unequivocally agree with the other person that what you're saying is correct. No, it doesn't mean that you immediately tell the other person कि ना भाई, तू तो पागल है क्या? ये sorry, ये आप गलत बात कर रहे हैं. ये आप जहन्नमी. Which we all know that we've all faced things like this at some point or the other in our lives. Me more than the normal human beings, anyways. But when you come to this point where you accept that there is
an almost infinite manner, an infinite number of ways in which you perceive truth, then I believe that you have already taken that first step, or the only real vital step that you need to take in order to become a tolerant person. Because that way you do not accuse or believe that the other person is मेरे से झूठ नहीं बोल रहा, मेरे से कोई मेरी ज़ात पे कोई हमला नहीं कर रहा, जो उसको जो नज़र आ रहा है वो उसको अपनी तरफ से नज़र आ रहा है, मुझे अपनी तरफ से नज़र आ रहा है, ठीक है, सौ बिस्मिल्लाह, wonderful. I am not the sole possessor of the truth either. One also has to accept your own limitation and your own ability to see and perceive the truth in order to be a tolerant person. So yes, thank you very much.